guys! For this week's book rec and craft, we finally mixed it up. We are not doing a romance this week. This week we're going to do mystery. We're going to do the queen of mystery. We're going to do Agatha Christie. So our official book of the day that's going to be paired with the craft is Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie. However, my copy of the book is on loan, so you don't get to see the really cool cover with the train engine and the red steam coming out of it. But I have my copies of The Murder of Roger Ackroyd, which is a really good Poirot, and Then There Were None. I can talk. And Then There Were None, which is a standalone. So both The Murder of Roger Ackroyd and The Murder on the Orient Express are part of Agatha Christie's Poirot series, which is my personal favorite. I didn't start by reading them. I started by watching the old PBS Poirot series with David Suchet, which, if you haven't seen them, are amazing. And if you're looking for stress relief, you wouldn't think of murder, but they are. It has like the smooth jazz soundtrack that puts me to sleep. So if you're suffering from insomnia now, go find them. Anyways, so Agatha Christie is the queen of mystery for a reason. She wrote literally dozens upon dozens of mysteries between Poirot and Marple and very famous plays, but Murder Roger Ackroyd, Murder on the Orient Express, and Then There Were None are the top three. If you're going to read any Christie, read these. The reason I really like Agatha Christie is, while all of these murders are mind-blowing and creative and exceptional in their own ways, like usually on Dateline you can probably guess who did it within the first 5 minutes, Agatha Christie, I guarantee you will get it wrong about 5 times before they reveal who's actually the murderer and how they did it. But with that being said, Agatha Christie has this amazing gift of having a sort of logic to all of her mysteries. Like if you think of a cozy murder, even though there's a horrible, gruesome death, there's a logic to it, there's a reason, there is the order that the detective can figure out and find out who did it and why. And I think right now that's really something that I appreciate, especially in the end, because 9 times out of 10, the detective always captures the killer, or at least understands who did it and why, and there's some sort of justice that is served. So that in mind, you should really read them, or if you're not feeling like reading, you should absolutely listen to them. The audiobooks are very good, or you can watch them, like I said, David Suchet on PBS. There is the new Ken Branagh Murder on the Orient Express, but watch the David Suchet one, it's better. Baby Jessica Chastain's in it, it's from like 2007. Very good. So our craft for today, with Murder on the Orient Express in mind, is Murder on the Orient Express obviously takes place on a train. So we will be making a baby train engine out of wine corks. So the reason we're using wine corks is it's maybe something that you have lying around. Also, when you're reading a cozy murder, that seems like something you should have on hand, because what goes better with murder? A nice glass of wine. So with that in mind, we're gonna make it in my kitchen. Alright, here we go. For this craft, you're going to need several wine corks. I would say between 6 and 8. You're not going to use all of the corks. A base for your train. I'm using an old paint stirrer. And a hot glue gun. If you don't have a hot glue gun, you could use a softer base and use toothpicks, or you can use wood glue or any regular super strength glue. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to steam your corks in a pot of boiling water for 15 minutes. I know it sounds strange, but what this is going to do is it's going to soften the corks so that when you go to cut them, they are nice and soft and will cut in a nice straight line. So you're going to do that for 15 minutes. Once the corks are done steaming, you're going to cut them to the sizes that you need. You're going to leave 2 the size that they are. That's going to be the horizontal and the vertical body and back of the train. You're going to first cut 3 sets of matching wheels. You can either do this from the same cork, or I did a pair of wheels each from 3 different corks. You're going to, for the back roof of the train, you're going to have a cork standing up vertically, and you're just going to cut it down the middle the long way. For the smokestack, you are going to just cut a cork halfway down the middle horizontally, so when it's lying flat down. And for the front of the train, you're going to cut a cork in half like you did the smokestack, but then stand it up vertically and cut it like you did the one for the roof. So it's going to be a kind of a quarter of a cork. Once you are done cutting your pieces of cork, these are all the pieces that you should have, and we are going to start gluing them all together and assembling our train. So we're going to start with our base and start hot gluing everything onto it. Before we start hot gluing everything onto our base, I like to line everything up on it to make sure I know where everything's going. So like I said before, we have our horizontal base, the vertical smokestack on top with the roof, the front part of the engine, the smokestack, and the 6 wheels. And we're going to hot glue and attach those all on. I'm sure you don't need a tutorial on how to glue things to each other, but just a reminder that while the glue is solidifying and attaching, just make sure you hold on to those pieces for about 10 seconds before you let go and move on to the next thing. And while you're gluing, you can listen to an audiobook, or you can watch Poirot on, I think Amazon is streaming it right now, but it's an old Masterpiece Theater series. I will plug it all the time. It's so good, it's so soothing, and so are the books. When your glue is done drying, it should look something like this. If you're using a glue gun, make sure to get all those hot glue hairs off of it. And if not, just do whatever it does to make it look pretty. If you want to have it hang up instead of just hanging out somewhere on a table or anything, you can add a string to either the top or about a smokestack, and you have a nice little ornament to hang somewhere. All right, so remember, if you want to know why the murder train is a thing, those events that we're not really doing right now, or if you just really want a really good mystery, Agatha Christie, Murder on the Orient Express, The Murder of Roger Ackroyd, Then There Were None, anything starring Miss Marple or Hercule Poirot, please read them and enjoy, maybe with a glass of wine so you can make one of these. All right, see you next time. Bye.